iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in here tonight, race fans, to the Lucas Oil Raceway. Here tonight, it is the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series. Tonight, the Mickey Tax Service 150 here from this very tricky track. As we look down upon this half-mile oval, you see it has a lot of character, a lot of cracks, a lot of seam filler down there on the raceway. And, well, it's a short track. Yes, under a half a mile of a speedway. That classifies as a short track, which means we are going to see some rubbing, some bumping, and possibly even a little tempers flaring here tonight. And the 3-tap Teddy rule definitely going to be into effect here. Last week, though, we were at the Daytona International Speedway where we saw DJ Anderson pick up the win after 69 laps in the Greg's Pizza 500 season opener on February the 20th. What a race we had that night as we saw some little bit of chaos, a lot of pitch strategy to be able to get these drivers shuffled into the positions they needed to pick up the win, and a last lap absolutely blast for that victory. Michael Trevarthen did come home into the second spot with Ethan Troutman in third. Kevin O'Brien was fourth, and Cole Day was fifth across the line last week. So that's your top five coming into the night's points here. But after 150 laps here tonight at the Lucas Oil Raceway, things are possibly going to be able to change. 32 drivers last time I did take a count. I did not take my shoes off to count, race fans, so it could be 31. I do believe Rob Higgins, though, made it a late entry here into the Lucas Oil Raceway to make 32 drivers here tonight. We do have the ARCA cars for the first time out onto the speedway. Last week it was the Craftsman Truck Series. Tonight it's the ARCA Menards Machines. Next week it's the Xfinity Series, and then we're back to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Tailgaters. Hey, race fans, guess what? I was right. 32 cars ready to take to the field here tonight as we're ready to go down to our starting lineup. Starting lineup brought to us by our friends over at Simbox. You don't have a Simbox, race fans? Well, don't worry. You can head on over to Facebook.com/SimboxPC and get your custom button box made today with any button combination you need. We thank Simbox coming back on board for the starting lineup this season as we're ready to get that starting lineup. Starting lineup looks like this. On the front row, car number 6, Chris Hammett. He will start P number 1. To the outside, car number 42, the all-time start leader. That'll be Max Terriol. The 4X Racing Zach Mitchell machine will start there in third, while starting in 2, P number 4 here tonight. It's the 2-cent single machine, Sean Single. And back in fifth, the driver out of Florida, the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen. His teammate right alongside him, car number 61 of Dalton Williamson, a short track racer. He'll start 6th. 7th will be DJ Anderson in truck number 51, and then it's the driver out of New York, Vermont. He doesn't know. It's car number 18 of AJ Hamill. And back into the 9th spot, the driver out of Tennessee, driving car number 62. That'll be Ethan Troutman. Philly Edwards will start into the 10th position here tonight, while the alien, number 64 of Jason Wells, will start back into the 11th spot. Jeffrey Souza in his number 4 machine will go 12th on the call here tonight, while Dan Butler out of the racing school, number 21, will start 13th. Ryan O'Donnell, the newly entered number 98, the 4X Racing Turbo Dork Radical Paint Century, will go 14th, while the 01 of Richard Murdoch, who keeps telling me to put my seatbelt on in my Silverado, he'll start 15th. Starting back into the 16th starting spot here tonight, the 99 of Cole Day. 17th will be the multiple-time champion, car number 88 of Sean Butler. Back into P number 18, the Fisherman, James Skelton. Last time we were here, he picked up the win. He'll come from deep in the field here tonight. Brandon Feeney in the Beefy Motorsports number 38 Liquid Motley K1 Graphics entry will go 19th on the call here tonight, and the number 31 of Donald Bennett will go 20th. 21st on the call will be Eric Johnson. Eric Stout will go 22nd. Roy Fernandez, the Cuban Missile. And car number 69 is 23rd. Cody Sleeper out of Lansing, Michigan, and car number 7 will go 24th, while Joshua Buckley, Granny Hips Walkers and Canes entry goes 25th. Tim Combs, 26th. 27th to Rob Higgins, 28th to Joe Strano, 29th to Kevin O'Brien, Dustin Gainey, AJ Watkins, and Tony Strano will start shotgun to the field in our Simbox starting lineup. So with the Simbox starting lineup done and out of the way, it's time to get ready to go racing here tonight. It will be 150 laps of the Mickey's Tax Service 150 because it is tax time in the United States. Mickey's Tax Service has you covered as we come into the restart zone. Green flag up, 150 laps the distance. Great start there by the number 6 of Chris Hammond as he was on the pole here tonight. He'll storm down the back straightaway for the first time as a little contact back there for that second position. The 42 of Max Terra and the number 11, the Cartoon Network 2 cent single, made a little contact. Lap 1 in the books, just like that. We have one official lap here tonight under the green flag, and it is going to be Chris Hammett leading the way. Wells to the inside here on Philly Edwards. Philly Edwards qualifying into that 10th spot. Top 10 qualifying run here on the short track. Philly Edwards is one of those drivers that runs the short track Scrambler series on Thursday night. Having some success towards the end of last season, the beginning of this season right now. Trying to make that pass, though, is Jason Wells down to the bottom. He's got Jeffrey Souza right there as the 73 of Philly Edwards is going to scrape the right side of that number 73. Dan Butler in the Tiger Claw, number 21 entry is right there. There's the Turbo Dork Radical Paints of Ryan O'Donnell. And then it is Cole Day in the Real Tree entry, the number 99. Oh, contact there. Murdoch into the back of the 88 of Butler. And Butler going to spin in front of the field. Oh, they're going to pile him up. Bennett gets power drive by the 7. That is going to be Cody Sleeper. There is the 3 of Tony Strano involved. Dustin Gainey is back there. The caution lights all around the speedway. Multiple cars down here in the corner, wrapped up in the first caution flag of the evening here on lap number 5 out of the 150 scheduled here tonight at the Lucas Oil Raceway. So with the caution lights coming on, it's going to take us a second to dissect this. It all started with Murdoch into the back end here. Watch, Murdoch going to drive it down into the corner, and he's going to get right into the back left rear quarter panel. And that number 88 is Sean Butler. Butler going to loop it around, and look at everybody know where to go. The track is going to clog. That's the 15, the Napa Auto Parts entry of Dustin Gainey involved. There's Kevin O'Brien in the 184. Tony Strano is right there also. Right on board here with Cody Sleeper. On the hooks, and he gets jacked up from behind, and he gets into the 31 of Bennett. Right with Kevin O'Brien. Kevin trying to get on the binders, just gets underneath the 3 of Strano. That's what will bring out the first caution flag of the evening here tonight at the Lucas Oil Raceway. Tonight's Mickey's Tax Service 150. Went 4 laps, officially green flag here before we got that caution flag to fly for the first time here tonight. Taking a look at it, Sean Butler, Cody Sleeper, and Kevin O'Brien are still down on pit road here, so those drivers losing laps. A.J. Watkins, Tony Strano, I do believe, went a lap down also in that exchange. So those drivers being scored 1 lap down currently. There you do see the number 3 of Tony Strano just behind the race leaders on the bottom side of the speedway. Believe he will stay a lap down to the race leader, so he'll probably have to drop to the tail of the field when we do get the one to go, and that is exactly what we will get here. So he will have to go to the tail. Good thing for him, though, he will be the first car 1 lap down. There's still a lot of racing left to go here as we work down the back straightaway. Pace car lights are off, so that'll be next time by. We'll go back racing here in Mickey's Tax Service 150 here at the Lucas Oil Raceway. Everybody looking for that restart zone right there. You see it out of turn number 4 when they come in there. We will fire this one back off. It'll be 8 laps officially completed here tonight at the Lucas Oil Raceway as we're back to green flag racing. Another great start there by Chris Hammett on the outside. Here comes Dalton Williamson. He is the all-time short track Scrambler Series win holder. Him and Max Terrill are 1 and 2 in the series, and they are battling right now for that 2nd and 3rd position. Here comes A.J. Hamill. He's another one of those short track drivers. The Project Confusion number 18 will now slide himself into the 4th position. The 8 of Zach Mitchell right there to the inside. There's the 51 of DJ Anderson. He's trying to use that nitrous oxide Camry to get around the outside of car number 8. Camry and a Chevrolet, followed by a Ford right now, running into the 5th, 6th, and 7th position. This time by, we're complete lap number 10. 10 laps into the 150 scheduled here tonight. The caution flag has flown in the first 10 laps here. Watching the best battle onto the speedway. Anderson to the outside. I'm impressed right now by Zach Mitchell, how he's able to hold the inside here and still keep that momentum rolling. There you see the 2 cars side by side, this time out of turns 3 and 4, who will have the momentum run. That inside lane really looked strong down there on the exit of turn number 4. Let's watch it here and see what happens down at 1 and 2. There, that time you saw DJ Anderson able to really gas it up about the midway of the corner. Here comes the 8 trying to fight back down the back straightaway, but it's going to be DJ Anderson leading the charge into turn number 3. Anderson this time, is he going to get beat on exit of 4? You see the car just does not have the grip off turn number 4. So in turns 1 and 2, it seems like the outside lane prevails, and then down to 3 and 4, the inside lane is the place to be here in the early going to this one. Everybody's still chasing Chris Hammond out front, as you see one driver down around the bottom. Also, that is that green number 64, that brightly colored lime green, lime yellow, maybe, if you will. That is the alien. Jason Wells started in 11th. He's still running 11th, but he's trying to get the bottom groove to work in here. He sees what Zach Mitchell's able to do up here and hold the side-by-side battle. And now Zach Mitchell starting to nose ahead this time. Now he's down into where he is stronger, down to 3 and 4. He has a little slide by the 51 that time of DJ Anderson, possibly heating up the tires. Now Zach Mitchell will complete that pass, and that 6th position belongs to car number 8 of Zach Mitchell. The 51 of DJ Anderson will fall back into the 7th spot, and Michael Trevarthen is still trailing there, sitting in the 8th spot. Being worked over, though, by the number 4 of Jeffrey Souza, who's currently running into the 9th position. Ryan O'Donnell in the Turbo Dork Radical Paints number 98 is sitting right there. And then Wells is knocking on his back door, trying to work his way back into the top 10 here tonight. Butler trying to work underneath the 01 of Richard Murdoch. There you see the driver out of Somerville, South Carolina in that 01 entry. And Dan the Store Magnet Butler down now, trying to hold on to that inside groove. A lot of racing room left between those 2 drivers here. They don't want to force the envelope too early here because there's a lot of racing left to go. You don't want to have to go to pit road early if you don't have to, especially when you're inside the top 15 this early on here tonight at Lucas Oil. James Skelton now on the outside. You see the old fisherman making the pass on Dan Butler. So Butler falls back. Now that'll be the 33 of Johnson. Taking a peek to the outside. There you see the iconic number 33. The all gray and blue machine. Not going to be able to make the pass stick, though. Cole Hayes right there. Eric Stout also. A lot of these drivers trying to get into a rhythm now here as we come to complete lap number 18. All these drivers now working the 19th lap of the race. A lot of good-looking hot rods out there tonight. A couple of them got scuffled up in that initial caution flag of the evening. There is Rob Higgins. He was late to the big dance here tonight, but car number 40 of Higgins got the old Pontiac tie ride, and I'm very biased. I have that in my die-cast collection. Those Pontiacs, they always built excitement. One driver a little bit farther back there, Dustin Gainey, car number 15, was into the outside wall, and now he'll up, overstep the boundary. Here comes the singular Chevrolet, the number 31 of Donald Bennett. He'll dive down to the inside. He'll bring Tony Strano along with him. Strano's still a lap down. There you see Cody Sleeper in car number 7, the Mobile 1 entry. 2 laps down, I do believe. 1 lap down, actually, I'm being told. 1 lap down for Cody Sleeper right now. There he is, the Legends driver, Chris Hammett, the driver out of Virginia, driving car number 6 here tonight. It's a brand new paint scheme on that car. We've never seen this one here for Chris Hammett. Usually anytime we bring out the Arkham Menards machines, he throws a throwback on there to his favorite driver of Mark Martin. If that's a throwback to Mark Martin, that is one that I'm very unaware of. So I'm going to go out on a limb, race fans, and say that is not a throwback for Chris Hammett. A.J. Hamill getting some pressure here by the 2-cent single machine, the Cartoon Network entry. Sean Single driving that purple number 11. He told me this season he is actually going to drive every car in the series as a Cartoon Network car as long as he can find one. So far, he's 2 for 2 on the season. We're work lap 25 when we come out of turn 4, and I'm wondering when the pit cycle starts here tonight. Yeah, it's a half-mile track, and you're like, well, Roger, they got to be able to go at least halfway on fuel. That's the thing. We can go halfway on fuel. The question being, how long till the tires start to really fall off? Now, we're only 25 laps into this one, and we've already slowed down a little over a half a second here from some of these drivers towards the front and their fast times. Let's take a look at the race leader this time by. His best time was a 22:40. Last time by ran a 22:90, so right there at a half a second deficit from where he had his fast lap time here tonight for Chris Hammett. So you see your race leader into lap traffic. So that was A.J. Watkins in car number 95, the Lightning McQueen entry. You see that car has a severely towed out right front. Yeah, that is a right front tire. That is absolutely, it's pointed at the wall, so I'm surprised that A.J. Watkins' car is actually still out there being able to turn some laps here. Of course, it's Lightning McQueen, so that doesn't surprise me that Lightning McQueen still is on the speedway. There you see the 8 of Zach Mitchell driving by. Dan Butler still falling back. He's on the inside lane. That was Cole Day that was able to work around. There you see the number 12 of Eric Stout. Eric Stout's got some brand new door numbers on the side of that Six Rings Racing, Flow Racing entry. There you see that neon green looking pretty hot. You can find that car anywhere. So Dan Butler back now to running into the 19th position. That is down. If I take my shoes off, that's 6 positions lost now for Dan Butler here. DJ Anderson going to give up a spot here to Michael Trevarthen. Trevarthen just got to the outside of the number 51 of Anderson, and he did not contest the position. He pulled over. So we'll see if Michael Trevarthen can go run down car number 8 of Zach Mitchell now. But it has been all Chris Hammett so far here tonight. Led. This will be his 32nd lap after qualifying on the front row. Taking that quick time award. Who is your biggest mover so far through the race? There he is, car 33. Eric Johnson's picked up the most spots tonight. Driver that has lost the most, that would be Sean Butler. And it was 15 spots lost for Sean Butler as he was in that first wreck as he got turned around off the front bumper of Richard Murdoch. Murdoch's still out there, and actually I just saw that 0-1 flash by the camera, and it was almost into the outside wall if it didn't at least get a little piece of it. He's currently running into the 15th spot. That's where he started here tonight. Dustin Gainey getting around the Dodge dealer number 17 of Tim Combs. Combs got some damage, so does Bennett in that singular number 31 as he'll get by. Look at the iconic paint schemes right there. Napa, Singular, Dodge, Tide, Mobil 1, all right there in a picture. Some very iconic NASCAR throwbacks to the early 2000s, late 90s. It's my time in NASCAR. Maybe a little bias. Wells taking a dive down to the inside here on Philly Edwards. There's a slide job coming. Not quite able to slide up in front of the 73 of Philly Edwards. Maybe he'll give it another go after a lap or so. Trying to get back to the outside here and hold off that 0-1 of Richard Murdoch. Wells not going to be able to. Murdoch getting to the outside down the front straightaway. Seen the bottom lane work a little bit in the early stages of this one, and then a lot of these drivers now have just migrated straight to the top side here at Lucas Oil. It's one of those tracks you got to be very mindful, though. You don't want to go too close to the outside wall because it will suck you in here. A lot of times, if you're a dirt racer, that'd be jumping the cushion, getting into the wall. That'd be putting 4 up into the fluff. I guess the fluff here tonight would be the marbles to the outside lane. These drivers all now lined up on the outside, so Wells going to be in trouble as Murdoch bobbles out of turn number 4. He's able to hang on to it, though. One driver that's picking his way through the field, that'll be the number 86 of James Skelton, Flowertown Animal Hospital, number 86, has actually now just picked up his 7th spot, and he's knocking on the back end of the top 10. As Ryan O'Donoghue stands between Skelton and a top 10 running spot here. I was told Skelton had a little bit of trouble yesterday in the practice session. Turned a lot of laps, though, here from yesterday to tonight, trying to get that car dialed in and ready to find his braking points. Anderson and Trevarthen, though, back at it here, battling for that 7th spot. Here comes Souza down to the bottom. 3-car battle, 3 different lanes being used here. That was the number 4 of Souza way down low. Anderson ran the top side. Michael Trevarthen ran the bottom. The middle. So 3 different distinct grooves of racing able here tonight. Look how close everybody gets on exit to that outside wall. They're trying to use all the room. Dan Butler getting close out there. Some of these drivers taking a little easy. They don't want to force it. Oh, don't tell that to Tim Combs or Dalton Williamson. If it's out there, race fans, they're going to find it, and they are going to use it. Right on Donnie, real close to that wall. Just an absolute perfect place shot here tonight around the Lucas Oil Raceway. Trevarthen holding that spot. James Skelton now is getting into the mix. Looking down low, and Ryan O'Connor was not able to do it that time through 1 and 2, so he'll just go back to the top side, build the momentum back up, and while he does that, here comes Ethan Troutman, here comes Philly Edwards back into the mix. Kevin O'Brien a couple laps down to the race leaders right now, 2 laps down. They'll just hug the bottom side of the speedway. Nothing's changed up front, race fans. Still Chris Hammett, Dalton Williamson, and Max Terriel. Watching the best battle towards the front of the field right now. That's on the screen, and that's the 4 of Souza. I thought it was going to get tight off turn number 4. Souza's going to pounce. He'll slide up in front of the 2. He'll try to drive away here on lap number 47, so put Souza now into that spot as Trevarthen gets very close to dancing with the outside wall. Right, O'Donnell now has the opportunity and the chance to get around the BK Paints number 2 driver out of Florida. That's going to be the 2 of Trevarthen into the outside wall that time out of 4. So Canton, Michigan, Ryan O'Donnell, the Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry will pick up that spot. As problems. Caution flag is out. Jason Wells. Cold day. Is that Roy Fernandez up against the outside wall? It is in car number 69. Can't park there, Roy. Can't park your missile there. So Roy will drive away from the incident. That Tracker Boats entry not looking so stout. As everybody quickly around the raceway, so they will all come to pit road here instantly. We're going to look at that in just a couple of seconds here. Race leaders being led by Chris Hammett, Dalton Williamson, Max Terriel to pit road. Keep it locked right here to see which one of these drivers are able to come off pit road first. And it will be Chris Hammett, Dalton Williamson, Max Terriel getting out of pit road in the first couple of spots, and Shanika single. Now, little games there by A.J. Hamill. He didn't want to start where he was, so he tried to let Zach Mitchell go on by. Didn't work. Now, what happened to bring the caution flag out? You're wondering, we're all wondering. Let's take a look back here. Murdoch up into the outside wall, checked up Cole Day, and Cole Day got ran over by the 11. Roy Fernandez nowhere to go, stacked on tops the 64 of Wells. And they got them all unstacked. Your race leader almost into the back there, I believe. That may have been the 7 of Sleeper, who was slowed and stopped. Take another look at it. Murdoch into the wall, just checks up the outside lane, and with everybody running up there, just nowhere to run and hide. Buckley also getting a little piece of that in the 13 MA. So 52 laps will be completed here, and there's going to be a lot of drivers with damaged race cars after that one. Drivers down on pit road, drivers that look like they have retired here tonight is the Lightning McQueen, number 95 of A.J. Watkins, along with the Mountain Dew, number 88 of Sean Butler. So Butler and Watkins are out of this event here tonight, and a couple drivers that are down on pit road for multiple stops here are Kevin O'Brien, Dustin Gainey, Jason Wells. They're all back out onto the raceway, though. So it'll be Hammett and Williamson on the front row. Williamson to the inside as Hammett to the outside. Everybody did come to pit road here for fresh rubbers and a full tank of fuel. Green flag back up. You can see actually there is damage to the number 6 of Chris Hammett. He's been very dominant here tonight as Dalton Williamson's going to drive it down to the bottom, see if he can find something down in 1 and 2. He won't be able to. Chris Hammett will boot, scoot, and boogie around the outside. Williamson tries to slide in front of the number 11 of Sean Single. He does, and I think there might have been a little contact there. Look back from the race leader. Big problems on the front straightaway. One car getting turned around. That's the 62. There's more contact. Dustin Gainey getting into the 38 of Brandon Feeney, the 38 going around. So the 62 of Ethan Troutman got turned around. Caution, bringing another caution. Oh, Philly Edwards had some connection issues, and that's what's gonna, yeah, it looks like that might be it. And Ryan O'Donnell was down to the inside. Something happened to the Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry. There's the missile off to the left. What happened to Ryan O'Donnell, though? Well, Ryan O'Donnell just came off the corner, got sideways, and he smacked the inside wall. That's where Brandon Feeney is going to get tagged by Gainey in car number 15. Right on board with the 99 at Full Day. See what he saw. A car in the air and look good, look good, look good. Uh-oh. Stop, go, Pennzoil, I guess. A couple crazy events there. A couple drivers are coming down pit road. The 01 of Murdoch, 62 of Troutman down. Buckley is down. Sleeper is also on pit road, and a handful of others also making some cosmetic repairs virtually here to their race machines here tonight. As we pace around the Lucas Oil Raceway, we'll be back here for more racing with the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series tonight, presented by the Mickey's Tax Service.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back here to the Lucas Oil Raceway. Lights are out on the iRacing.com pace car here tonight in the Mickey's Tax Service 150. So that means these drivers of the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series are getting ready to go back racing. Almost wanted to call it the Short Track Scrambler Series. That's because, well, we're at a short track here tonight. We have the old Oracle Menards machine out here, and these drivers with those ARCA cars, they normally run short tracks. They do run Daytona and Talladega and Pocono, but mainly on the short tracks all around the United States. Just feels like a short track vibe here tonight. We'll come back, restart this one. It'll be 60 laps officially completed as they come back up through the gearbox. A great start this time by Dalton Williamson. He really tries to drive it off into one. Almost a little contact there. Williamson going to have to fall back in line. All for naught there for the 61 of Williamson. The number 11 of Shanika Single still stuck to the bottom side and just not working right now for the 11 of Single. One driver into the wall. That was Philly Edwards up there. So Edwards going to scrape the right side paint off the car. Pretty impressed with that 86, though, of James Skelton. He's been able to work through the field, but right now he's got a log jam in front of him. DJ Anderson in car 51 to the outside, and the 8 of Zach Mitchell down to the bottom side. There's Souza also battling into the picture. Then he's got a mirror full of Michael Trevart and Eric Johnson. So you just can't get away from anybody here tonight at the Lucas Oil Raceway. Stack them up back there 2 by 2. Everybody else through the field, single file. These drivers trying to make those moves early here because the tires are still fresh. They did pit back on lap number 49 for a lot of these drivers. Murdoch a little deeper in the field. He pitted back on lap number 56 under that last caution flag. Oh, they're going to jump up into the marbles. The 51 into the wall. The 86 going to follow him. And the 2 now, Trevarthen having to breathe the throttle a little bit. So as they breathe the throttle, Philly Edwards going to open up the outside lane here for Murdoch. And how about Ryan O'Donnell? He's trying to rebound. Car number 98 there. You see him. Driver out of Canton, Michigan, the Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry. That car, remember, was against the inside retaining wall when that caution came out. Sean Single that time scraping up the Cartoon Network machine. Zach Mitchell to the inside. Perfect opportunity for Mitchell to drive it in hard, and he will. He'll drive it in hard. He'll slide up in front of the 11. Sean Single back to now 6. Zach Mitchell to the 5th spot. Right on board, I believe that is that George Jetson's dog. Couldn't tell you his name, race fans, but he's riding on board here with the number 11, Sean Single tonight, running into that 6th spot. See, everybody have different lines. You see the 51 of DJ Anderson there a little bit lower there, and James Skelton, you can see the nose of his 86 peek out to the high side. Everybody at this point really just kind of riding around the top side of the speedway. There's 2 orange throwback paint schemes. There's the 62. That is going to be Ethan Troutman trying to get in front of the singular number 31 of Donald Bennett. Bennett rocking that singular car. We also got a die cast of that up on the shelf here. Big old dive bomb there, though. Ethan Troutman going to get in front of that number 31 of Bennett. Bennett is battling with the number 3 there of Tony Strano and Cole Day. That would be for, well, I believe for the first car 1 lap down, which Bennett currently holds that. Tony Strano going to fall back on the bottom. That car slipped up a little bit. So Bennett riding in the lucky dog spot. And that singular 31, Cole Day just behind him. Then there's Tim Combs in the Dodge Dealers entry. So a lot of cars battling right here. It's the battle within the race. So the battle within the battle here tonight. To watch so far tonight has been the 51 of Anderson, the 86 of Skelton, the 2 of Trevarthen, and the 4 of Souza. You can throw Eric Johnson in there also, and maybe Murdoch, because it's been an eventful night. It's been a little bit of an adventurous night for the 0-1 and Murdoch. See, he kept telling me to put my seatbelt on today, race fans, and I believe that might be stemming from what he thought was going to happen here tonight, as he's been involved in 2 wrecks so far here. The car actually looks pretty good. A little damage to the right front fender of that 0-1. A little scrape up on the right-hand side because that car's been into the wall a time or 2. Or 3. Trevarthen getting pressure there. A little rear contact from the 4 of Jeffrey Souza. Souza saying, hey, old Mike, let's try and get this one rolling. A little sideways that time, a little yawing her out. So Souza definitely having a faster car at this point in the race than the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen. It's just hard to pass here tonight. You really got to get a good run off the corner and then throw one of those old dirt slide jobs on somebody. Park it on their nose maybe to be able to get that spot. And right now, Souza just can't do that because, well, there's the 86 of James Skelton out in front of them. Where is he going to go? If he goes to the bottom, he may not have a way to the top side of the speedway. Anderson down low. There's the 86 of Skelton. You see 2 opposite lines here tonight. Both of them working for each driver. Single still running into that 6th spot. Zach Mitchell up there. He's running into the 5th. And then A.J. Hamel, Max Terrup, Dalton Williamson, and Chris Hammett. See James Skelton, a little scrape of the paint. Race leader. Nothing has changed all night long so far here, leading the 78th lap when he comes back around here. Chris Hammett. Only issue he has had here tonight is during that last caution flag. Of course, getting into one of the spinning cars down to the inside. So he was wrapped up in the wreck. These tracks really feed into the wheelhouse for the number 6 of Chris Hammett. Hammett a couple years ago joining Red Light Racing in the short track divisions on Thursday nights before moving here permanently to the big tracks, as well, we pretty much run everything over a half a mile, while on Thursday night we run everything under a half a mile. We did just venture, though, to the Phoenix International Raceway for the season opener. The biggest track that was on the schedule by far. Chris Hammett no longer running in the short track divisions on Thursday night, but has a lot of short track pedigree as he runs Legends up and down the East Coast, the Mid-Atlantic area. So he was thinking about heading out west this year for a race or 2. Be able to follow along over on Facebook for Chris Hammett. I do believe he has a website up right now, where you can buy some of his t-shirts and hats. You head on over to Black Acid Apparel and look up Chris Hammett. They got t-shirts, they got hoodies, long sleeves, they got tank tops for the wives out there, beanies and hats and stickers and decals, and heck, you can even get yourself a tumbler with the number 6 on it to show off your support for Chris Hammett and local short track racing. Right now, that short track ability is definitely coming in handy here tonight with these big old heavy stock cars sliding around. Nothing has changed. Everybody is single file out there, just logging laps right now, closing towards lap 100. Then it'll be a 50-lap sprint to the finish here tonight. See the 4 of Souza still taking a little bit of a peek to see if he can get any kind of mistake out of the 86 of James Skelton. We have seen Skelton up into the outside retaining wall a time or 2, scraping that outside. So it's, well, maybe if you show the nose, you're getting to look in the mirror, and then he will make a mistake. These cars do have mirrors. They are not like your NASCAR next generation car that you saw at the Auto Club Speedway the other day. They don't have a rear camera, as there you see it. The mistake by the 86, and there goes the 4. They don't have that camera. What they have is the old school mirror. Middle of the driver cockpit. Adjustments for that, up or down. That is it. So now the 4 of Souza is into the 8th spot as James Skelton is back as a position. One driver coming to pit road. Not sure if this is a scheduled stop. Here comes the number 69, the Cuban Missile of Roy Fernandez. His car has absolutely seen a better day as he's still in there, wiggling it back and forth, and now he does climb out of car number 69. Possibly could be a night ender for Roy Fernandez. We'll keep a look and see what happened there to the 69 of Fernandez, see if his night is officially over. Still chasing the number 6 here. Nothing up front as the battle now starting to look like it's going to be between 2 veteran short track drivers. Dalton Williamson and Max Terriel are battling. And so is Zach Mitchell and A.J. Hamill. So 2 battles inside the top 5 here at the same time. Max just showing that, hey, Dalton, I do have a fast car here tonight, too. So Zach Mitchell getting around to A.J. Hamill very quickly. So the battle that was is now the battle that isn't, as it is Zach Mitchell back into P number 4. He did qualify into the 3rd spot here tonight and fell back. He was at the lowest. He was back actually to the 9th position at one point here tonight in car number 8. He's worked his way back now to the 4th spot. And still a lot of time. 60 laps remaining when they come by this time. 60 laps of racing left here at the Lucas Oil Raceway. Well, race fans, if you're tuning in here tonight to watch us on the Turn 3 Racing Network and you're in the Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey area tonight, we hope you are safe and well because, well, it is snowing a little bit out there. So we hope you and your family are doing well and just cozy up on the couch here for the next 60, well, now 59 laps and enjoy the Mickey's tax service because also if you're in those regions, yeah, you know it is tax time and Uncle Sam would like to get a letter from you. He wants to know how much money you made, and there's only one place that you need to know, and that is the Mickey's Tax Service. They will get your tax preparation all squared away to send old Uncle Sam to see how much you can get back from him or how much you're going to have to pay old Uncle Sam. Just remember, Uncle Sam loves you. Hey, at least he's best dressed at the costume party. Eric Johnson trying to pick up another one here. Maybe he can wear the old Uncle Sam hat at the end of this one. If he picks it up, it'll be his 11th spot gained, and that would be the most here tonight. Joshua Buckley does have 11, actually, now that I look at it. He is in the 14th running position in car number 13. Buckley started back in the 25th position. There's one driver, Murdoch, put your seatbelt on. Murdoch jumped up over the, what we say, the marbles, the fluff, the cushion here tonight. Get himself into the wall. And he flirted with it again. As just out in front of him, that battle we were talking about, Johnson and Trevarthen. Not able to get off turn 4 that time for Eric Johnson. John Singles now under attack. Here comes the stand analyzer. Souza Media, number 4. Jeffrey Souza. That Ford Fusion just can't get the bottom. He had a huge run and he took it because when you have those runs, you got to take them. You don't want to let them sit there on the table and wonder at the end of the race, oh man, I wonder what would have happened if I would have been able to take that advantage and get around that driver. Would I have been able to drive away from him? So now that Souza has made the pass, will he be able to run down A.J. Hamill? Because there is the Project Confusion entry. He's running he's picked up 3 spots. He's running 5th. His highest spot running tonight was the 3rd spot for a lap. Talked about Buckley having a solid run. He's closing in here on Murdoch, and that is the 7 of Cody Sleeper. So those are all drivers that are battling for a spot, along with Philly Edwards, who has kept the car number 73 inside the top 15 here tonight. There you see the 73, the Buffalo Bills fan. Hey, Philly Edwards, did you hear they're trading Josh Allen? Just kidding, race fans. Put your cell phone down. You don't have to check the old Twitter fact machine. It was just a joke. Josh Buckley wishes it was real, though. The Giants could use a quarterback. Another joke, race fans. I don't actually watch football. Joke's on me, I guess. But Buckley here is trying to get around Murdoch himself. Two of the admins here of the series that put these schedules on. They collaborate on the rule books and get everything squared away so we can have great racing here on Monday night. Heck, it's the 15th official season here with the Scrambler series. We've had the pleasure, I believe, of calling over the last, well, I think it's 3 years now we've been here on Monday night with the series. As you see that 0-1 fading on the outside. Buckley going to drive it in on the bottom. He should have drove it a little bit lower. I think he might have been able to complete the pass, as he actually will. He'll slide up in front of Murdoch. Both drivers sliding out of turn 2. Cody Sleeper now having the chance to see what kind of sleeper's in that number 7. And actually, he'll just make quick work of that 0-1 of Murdoch. So now Buckley up 12 spots. Sleeper up double digits now. That'll be his 10th spot gained in car number 7 after being wrapped up in a wreck. You can see the fenders, the front fenders of car number 7 looking like they, well, are trying to mimic an open wheel modified. Battle here for second, and it's Williamson that is really starting to fade. Terriolt's coming on strong here, and so is Zach Mitchell. He is actually running faster lap times right now than anybody on the raceway. Problems for the 17 of Tim Combs. Murdoch actually down pit road, too. So Tim Combs having some problems. He will actually jump the pit road. Murdoch back out of pit road here. Let's take a look here. What happened to the old Dodge dealer number 17 is, he's just coming, looks like he was coming to pit road and just got a little hot into the grass, and he missed it wide right for Tim Combs. Pushed that putt just a little bit too far. So Murdoch came down pit road. It looks like it could have been just a 2-tire stop for Richard Murdoch and fuel. Oh yeah, you could tell there's definitely 2 tires on that 0-1. That thing looking like a rocket ship. Past Cole Day like he was sitting still. Tim Combs still taking the virtual tow truck back to pit road. Now I wonder, let's see what Murdoch's fast lap time was that time. It looks like he's working through traffic, and actually that is a battle for the position there. Car number 31 of Bennett is running into the 20th spot now as Murdoch is able to work around him. Murdoch's a lap down, Bennett's a lap down, but they all got to chase the Rob Higgins, Brandon Feeney, and Ryan O'Donnell machine. Ryan O'Donnell is currently the driver that is sitting in the lucky dog position. There you see the number 98, the Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry. Murdoch has, we're just calling that a whole track to try and go up there and get Ryan O'Donnell for that spot. And it's soon about to be Ethan Troutman, because Ryan O'Donnell actually is on the lead lap now. He did get back by the race leader. So sometimes scoring here at this small little track is a little jumbled up, and that's exactly what it's doing here tonight. There's the race leader, though. Car number 6, Chris Hammett, has led every lap up to this point. So that'll be 110 laps tonight here going to Chris Hammett. It's Hammett, it's Williamson, it's Terriol, Zach Mitchell, AJ Hamill, Jeffrey Souza, James Skelton, along with Shanika Single, DJ Anderson, and Eric Johnson. That's your top 10 running order here with just 40 laps to go. Call it 39. One of the famous laps here is, well, I like the number 39. We have a 40 and we have a 30 at caution lights. Caution lights. The driver who was running second had a problem. Dalton Williamson and Max Terrill. So second and third here having some problems. Caution lights are on for the fourth time here in the closing stages of this one. We were under 50 laps to go here at the Lucas Oil Raceway. Let's take a look. Williamson in front of Max Terrill. Oh, Max gets into the back of the 61. And then Zach Mitchell nowhere to go in car number 8. He gets into the back also. So a chain reaction possibly here. Right on board with Dalton Williamson. He was running second at the time. There you see from Max, he was the car in the middle of that. Once he got into the back of Williamson and he checked up, there was nowhere for Zach Mitchell to go. Chris Hammett will lead the charge off pit road. It'll be Chris Hammett, Zach Mitchell, James Skelton with a 2-tire stop. Then A.J. Hamill, Dalton Williamson, Brandon Feeney, Max Terrill, Jeffrey Souza, Sean Single, then DJ Anderson has the 10th position coming out of pit road. So Chris Hammett will throw down a pit stop and he will still retain the race lead. It's the fourth caution flag of the evening here in the Mickey's Tax Service 125. Checkered Flag Auto Supply coming on board again this season. Take the primary sponsor naming rights here with the Short Track Scrambler, the Short Track Scrambler Series and the Scrambler Series here on Monday night, celebrating their 20 years of operation. The Checkered Flag Auto Supply is located in Ayer, Massachusetts, the small family-owned auto parts store up there in Ayer, Massachusetts. Make sure you stop by if you're in the Ayer area. At least say hello to the Higgins and thank them for everything they do here with the series. Also, make sure maybe pick up some of that. Rob Higgins tells me all the time about this famous window cleaner they have. So if you're up there, pick up a little bit of that window cleaner. Support your local businesses, because your local businesses are the ones that support your youth associations in your neighborhoods, like the softball teams, the baseball teams, the basketball teams, and much, much more for our communities. James Skelton, biggest mover so far here tonight. Picked up 15 big spots. Wonder how much fishing the old man's done lately. I haven't seen too many things on the old book face of James Skelton going to fishing competitions or picking up wins. Last summer, that guy was out fishing all the time. Tournaments, rodeos, you name it. James Skelton, if you said there's a fish involved, he grabbed his reel, he grabbed the boat, and he headed down to wherever you needed him to cast that reel. And we're ready. It'll be Chris Hammett to the outside, Zach Mitchell to the inside, James Skelton, and AJ sideways. We're ready to go. It'll be 117 completed out of the 150 here tonight. Great start by the number 6 of Chris Hammett. AJ Hamill looked like he also got a good start on the outside. Mr. Confusion down the back straightaway. He'll come out smelling like a rose from 4th to 2nd. So it is Chris Hammett, A.J. Hamill, Zach Mitchell. Here comes Max Terrill onto the outside. Sideways that time for Zach Mitchell. James Skelton also right there. Shanika single. Then you have Dalton Williamson, the driver of car 61. He was the driver that got turned around. Oh, big contact. One car, two cars. Heavy. James Skelton going to go sideways, spinning down the front straightaway. Dalton Williamson involved. John Single involved. And there's actually two wrecks happening because there's the 64 of Wells. I'm being told there was two different wrecks to bring out that caution flag. So let's go back here and see if we can find... Oh, Sean Single was sideways. And that's what got Dalton Williamson out of shape. There's Sean Single sideways, and a slight contact to the back of the 86 sends the 86 down into Williamson. So that's one part of the yellow flag. What's the other part? I'm being told it involves the 31 of Bennett. Oh, Ryan O'Donnell sideways and just hits the hooks, throws the anchor, the parachute out the back. Bennett forgot to hit ejecto right foot. Yep, right there. Ryan O'Donnell just absolutely locks him up, and around Bennett goes. Going to collect Cole Day in the process. I think there was somebody in the wall there also, but don't know exactly which car that was. Was it Jason Wells? Wells was the last car running back here. And it looks like he came to a complete stop because he was the last car, or the first car, one lap down. So he came to a stop to not get involved, and which means he will get his lap back and be put back on the tail end of the lead lap. When we go back racing here tonight at the Lucas Oil Raceway after the 5th caution flag here tonight, the Mickey's Tax Service 150 presented by the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series with Red Light Racing. It'll be under 25 laps to go when we go back racing, and it's been an exciting one. We've seen slide jobs, we've seen bump and runs, we have seen a couple drivers make a mistake here tonight. And those are the things you really need to minimize here in the late stages of this one. We'll see if those pesky dreaded iRacing.com pace car lights go out. They do not, so that means we'll take a quick break, and then we'll be back here to take you to the end of the race here tonight at the Lucas Oil Raceway.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track.
So zip up your fire suit because we're ready to go back green flag racing. Gonna be Chris Hammond to the outside here with 25 laps to go. A great restart there by the 6 of Hammond. He'll boot, scoot, and boogie. Down the back straightaway he comes. He's the race leader. Everybody chasing him. Battles for second. Here comes Zach Mitchell to the outside. Car number 8 trying to make his way. One driver up over the little cushion we got built up. That was the 4 Souza. Cautions will breed cautions that will breed cautions at the end of your race. And the caution lights are on for the 6th time all around the Lucas Oil Raceway. As the 51 of DJ Anderson in the NOS Energy Toyota Camry has gone around somehow, some way. Let's take a look and find out. I believe he may have just lost that one on his own. We've seen a couple drivers do that here tonight. There we go. Let's just focus it in right there on the 51. Yeah, no contact. DJ Anderson just going to lose it. Last week's winner. Tonight driving that NOS Energy drink. Toyota. And it will not be a winning formula here tonight. Let's listen to it, riding on board. These Arca Menards cars do have a lot of power and a very small tread width, and a lot of power, heavy car, small tread, and it equals a combination that doesn't always hook up the back tires on these short tracks. That's exactly what you saw happen right there to DJ Anderson. James Skelton is back down pit road for the, well, I believe this is about the 5th or 6th time. There you see the driver out of South Carolina, the Flowertown Animal Hospital entry, had worked himself up into the 3rd, battling for 2nd when that, well, two caution flags ago started to really break out. And that car has a lot of damage on him now, so he keeps bringing it back to pit road, trying to hammer out the quarter panels, the bumpers, the alignment, get it all squared up and straight. So he'll come back out here. Well, we thought we were going to have that short run to the finish. Now we're having an even shorter run to the finish. And taking the gander at it, I do believe we will have 21. I believe it's 21 cars on the lead lap. "20 cars to the lead lap. Cole Day, Donald Bennett are the first 2 cars that are 1 lap down currently. So those are the 2 cars that will be battling for that lucky dog position. And with us having our 6th caution flag of the night, and we're going under 20 laps to go, I don't think the beating, banging, the rubbing, the pushing, the shoving, the driving the car in a couple car lengths deeper than we think, because there's definitely brake fade on some of these cars. Question is, how much brake fade is it? And are these drivers aware of it? Sometimes their brake fade is there and you just don't know it till you go to grab a lot of it and then it's gone. It's not there. You got to be mindful. Lights are out, so we're ready to go. Hammett to the outside, Mitchell to the inside. Then it will be A.J. Hamill and Max Terriot in row number 2. Dalton Williamson and Eric Johnson. Look at the silent killer to the outside there. Haven't heard much of the 33 of Johnson tonight, but he finds himself restarting with just 18 laps to go in the 6th position. Slow crawl back into the restart zone. It'll be all on Chris Hammett when the green flag flies, and it does. Here we go. The chase is on. And a great start by the 8 of Zach Mitchell. Great start by Mitchell. We'll see where he comes out of turn 2. He's being scored in 2nd because Chris Hammett shot out of a rocket. So Chris Hammett continuing to lead. He'll lead the lap back. As look at them all lined up down the front straightaway. Still battling for 2nd. There's Max Terriot. He was involved in that wreck with the 61 of Dalton Williamson, and now he's battling back here, trying to take the 2nd spot away from Zach Mitchell. And then A.J. Hamill is right there, too. He would like to get in on this battle if he can. Sean Single sideways out of the corner. Shanika holding it, though, into the floorboards and getting the car straightened out. Max will take away that second spot from Zach Mitchell. Saw Liquid Molly flash on the screen. There it is, the 38. The inside track. Number 38 of Brandon Feeney. Feeney having a really good run here tonight at the Lucas Oil Raceway. That number 38 is sitting there currently into that 14th spot as he's battling with Ryan O'Donnell and DJ Anderson. Remember, Anderson just brought out the caution flag. He did go to pit road and got some new tires on car 51. So you got to be mindful of him when you see him start climbing through the field. Murdoch also trying to climb positions as he'll get to the outside of the 62 of Ethan Troutman. That's the battle for the 17th and 18th spot, respectively, on the speedway. Still only 20 drivers left on the lead lap here tonight at the Lucas Oil Raceway. And they're all chasing that man out front. Chris Hammett leads the way here tonight with 13 laps to go. Technically now it'll be 6 miles of racing left here as they get the 12 to go marker. So it's Chris Hammett, Max Terrill, and Zach Mitchell, AJ Hamels, Dalton Williamson, Michael Trewarthen, Eric Johnson, Jeffrey Souza, Philly Edwards, Sean Single, rounding out the top 10. That's how they're running right now. The double high five will go up this time. And how about it for this driver? No practice here tonight. And he's got the car number 40 running into the 20th position. Got home late. Just logged in right as the server was clicking over to qualifying. And he's here. He's up 7 spots, running inside the top 20. Souza just picked up that spot from Philly Edwards, but I don't think he's done. Dalton Williamson going to go into the outside wall on exit of 2. Williamson was into the wall. Now he's got to be careful because the 33 of Eric Johnson all over the back end of the car 61. 9 laps to go here at Lucas Oil. Watching some of the best racing right now between these drivers here. Watching that 33 stay off the 61. That's not an easy task. A lot of times when you see those cars out in front of you, you want to just go, 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 go. Riding on board with the Eric Johnson Dirty Mo Radio number 33. See how close he is actually getting to the back bumper of car number 61. Beautiful sounding cars here tonight. But it's all silent out front. You can't hear it now because these drivers are spread out. Let's just hone it back here on that 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th position. There's with 6 to go. They are the closest cars on the speedway. So Williamson holds the spot here in front of this line, but you can definitely tell that Eric Johnson's quicker as he keeps searching around for a line now. If you follow in their tire tracks, their footprints, you will always follow. But if you try to make an adjustment, get something outside the box, outside the realm, that's when your program will start to succeed. You always want the consistency, but the consistency is where you finish, and that's what you want. Four more laps. 2 miles. Dewey will crown a racer with the top spot here tonight. Will it be Zach Mitchell? Max Terrill? Maybe right here. With the 61 of Williamson and the 33 of Johnson. You just never know when we come to short tracks. One driver will jump up over that little bit of a berm that's built up by the rubber. That was the number 4 of Jeffrey Souza. Race leader saw the old popsicle sticks go up. That means it's 1 mile of racing left here tonight, as it's less than that down the back straightaway. So this time by, he will look up and hope that he can get to the white flag so this one can end. The white flag is up. It is the final trip around the speedway, as Chris Hammett will lead from wire to wire as long as he can get through turns 3 and 4 for the final time here tonight. Your winner here of the Mickey's Tax Service 150 comes out of turn 4. It will be Chris Hammett, locking himself in and going to victory lane. Yeah, so it is Chris Hammett, Max Terrill, Michael Trevarthen, A.J. Hamill, Dalton Williamson. Correction, Michael Trevarthen, then Dalton Williamson. Jeffrey Souza, Eric Johnson, Sean Single, and Cody Sleeper is how they will come across the line, as there's your winner. Everybody's saying congratulations. So those are the top 3 drivers here. You see them coming down to the front straightaway. So with Chris Hammett picking up the big W here tonight, we'll take a quick step away here, and we'll be back here with more interviews after this.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome back to the Lucas Oil Raceway here tonight for the Mickey's Tax Service 150, presented by the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series here for Red Light Racing, race number 2. And we have a second winner this season. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go down and hear from the podium spot finishers here tonight. Car number 6 of Chris Hammett. Chris, you're able to walk away with this one. You qualify the top spot, and you lead every lap. That tallies up to 150 here tonight.
Yeah, man, it feels real good to. We won practice, we won qualifying, we won every lap, and we won the race. So you can't do much better than that. Feels really good to be locked into playoffs the second race of the year. I've never had that feeling before. So kind of relax and just go racing the rest of the year. Don't got to worry about this road course we got coming up next week. And after just an awful Daytona, to bounce back and get a win here. It's just really awesome, and hopefully it's a sign of things to come for us.
So you talk about the road course, you don't have to worry about that, but what did you have to worry about here tonight? Because it looked like this, well, I'd say Mark Martin machine kind of walked away with it, but it's not a Mark Martin machine tonight.
No, it's not. We changed up the look. New team, new look. Shout out to Ryan O'Donnell for all of our awesome paint schemes at 4X Racing. He does a fantastic job. It's a very tricky track. It's a very tricky car. It starts off the run really loose. It doesn't really handle great any lap after that. Obviously, it's really hard to pass here. Track position is so key. Thankfully, the cautions kind of fell right for us, where everybody pitted at the same time and did kind of the same thing on every pit stop, so we didn't have to worry about getting shuffled back under a pit cycle. Able to keep the thing out front, get away on the restarts, and just hold the top, try not to make many mistakes. I made a couple out there tonight, but it all worked out. Able to get away from him at the end. Glad to see Zach, teammate there, get third. I know Sean and Ryan had decent runs, but I think got caught up in some stuff. So overall, good night for us, and man, I'm ready to roll now.
Well, before we let you go, the red carpet rolls out. The microphone is yours. You already talked about the teammates out there, but is there anybody else you got to give the big shout-outs to make the car as fast as it is?
First of all, I thank my loving girlfriend Ashley for letting me come back here and hide here for a couple hours, a couple nights a week. I appreciate it, baby, and I love you. As always, Josh, James, and Richard for running this league, man. I look forward to this stuff all week. It's so fun to come out here and run. So shout out to them down for doing an awesome job. You, Roger, for broadcasting these. I like watching them back, but only when I run good. Again, 4X Racing, man. Second race as a team here. We all had some pretty bad luck at Daytona. Able to get the win for us tonight. Zach, Sean, and Ryan are really good road racers, so I think we got a decent shot to go back to back, because Lord knows I can't do it. Still got to thank my man Mark Martin, even though if we don't switch the look up. But, the one-time burger bar, she was in the win tonight. So, hey, we let them all. Can't get much better than that.
There you have it from the burger eater himself. I'm kind of hungry now looking at that car and hearing him talk about the burgers. But Chris Hammett will pick up a win and lock himself in to a chance to battle for a championship here once again. The driver that finishes second, well, that car's Max. It's got a couple battle wounds on it, but the car still looked fast at the end.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, and it probably wouldn't have held them another 20 laps, but it's enough that we could last the last 25 laps, so good enough.
So good enough to hold on for a second here tonight. You battled inside the top three all evening long. How'd the car feel out there riding the high line?
I wasn't as fast on the top line, and I felt like it came in the longer the run was going. I didn't have short run speed, so that before that, at the end of that first long green flag run, I thought I was getting back to both of them, and that second run where I just fell way too back.
You had a late race restart with under 20 laps to go here tonight. Did you think about trying to pull anything out of the hat here tonight to pick up the win?
Oh no, I don't think anyone had anything for Chris. I think he put in the time and effort this week to find the line and be consistent. And short run, even long run, he didn't fall off that much. So he really deserved it 100%. So good on him.
Well, Max, second place finish. Nothing to really be sad about here tonight. So who made this all possible back home?
Yeah, as usual, my girlfriend, my friend Max, and my dad. Shout out to Josh, James, and Richard for running this league. Not too bad this time around at Lucas Oil. Not as many cautions as previous time, so that's a good improvement. And we'll see you guys somewhere else in Indianapolis next week.
There you have it. Max will pick up second here tonight, and that leaves one more top spot here on the podium, and that's the driver of car number 8. A new number here for you this season, for Zach, and well, that car looks like it is on rails.
Oh yeah, it felt pretty good tonight.
Felt pretty good. You look to see that outside lane really working well for yourself.
It was. Me and Chris hopped in a practice session on Wednesday, and we were testing some different things. We tested how to move people out of the way if we needed to, which we didn't have to, but overall it felt really good to have a nice run tonight.
You do have a little damage on the left front fender of this 8 machine. Did that affect the way the car handled at the end of this race?
It did not. It was still pretty quick. One of the things that we did test on Wednesday with me and Chris is that what happens when you hit people. So when Max and Dalton spun in front of me, I just kind of drove straight through them, knowing that it wasn't going to do too much damage because we weren't going very fast. So everything felt good after that. I didn't have any damage under that pit stop, so everything felt good, and it was still pretty quick.
You talk about not going very fast here. I think I heard Kevin O'Brien over the radio here tonight get passed by you, and he was screaming, "Are those the other cars out there?"
It must have been, yes.
That sounds like a Kevin O'Brien kind of thing, so we kind of just rolled with that one. But hey, a great run for you here tonight. What do you think, though? We're just going to head down the road here to the big track. We're going to head to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway next week, that road course.
I'm ready. Sonoma last season was really good for me, and road racing's kind of my forte. So I'm actually loading into a practice right now to run some more laps. But I have pretty good confidence in myself next week. As long as I keep it on the black stuff, I should be okay.
Well, what do you say we let you go practice here tonight? Who's on the quarter panels that make it all possible?
Can't thank Josh and the admins enough for putting the league on. It's fun to be able to do something I never was able to get to do in real life. So I can't thank the guys at Forex Racing enough. Ryan with the paints, and the guys are putting in the time and actually setting up a team. We've been talking about it for a couple seasons now, but and I can't thank you, Roger, enough for doing the broadcast for us.
Well, there you hear it. Zach Mitchell, the driver out of Minnesota, will come home here tonight in P number 3. AJ Hamill battled inside the top 3 all night long. He will finish in the 4th spot, while Michael Trevarthen rounds out the top 5. Those are your unofficial results here from the Lucas Oil Raceway here tonight for the Mickey's Tax Service 150. We're just going to head down the road here just a little bit to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway next week for the GoBowling.com 30 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course. That's right, we're not going to drive the big 2-mile oval. We are going to drive the road course. 30 laps of racing competition will be there at Indianapolis. So we're across the yard of bricks. Who will kiss them is the question. Well, let's all tune back in next Monday night and we will find out together. So for everybody at Mickey's Tax Service, Checkered Flag Auto Supply, along with Red Light Racing, my name is Roger Muse with the Turn 3 Racing Network, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's show here from the virtual Lucas Oil Raceway. And until we catch you next time, race fans, everybody stay safe, and we'll see you in Turn 3.